In a channel full of weird sea creatures, insane sitcoms, and gross orange slime, Ned Bigby, this guy, and his two best friends do the impossible. Create a guide that will help you survive school.
Coming up, looking out, I'll survive, no doubt. Finding my place in this world.
Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. Your results may vary. Since the birth of online video, people have a deep desire in sharing their passions with the world. The ultimate form of this behavior is the video essay. Love them or hate them, these essays offer a fresh perspective on our favorite cultural artifacts. If you're itching to make one of your own, check out these tips. Video essays are personal by nature. Start with a subject you hold close to your heart. Hypothetically, you have immense nostalgia over this TV show from your childhood. You didn't have the best grades as a homeschool kid, but your favorite characters taught you the value of perseverance in chasing weasels. Next, give a brief rundown for people unfamiliar with your topic. Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide is a 2004 slapstick comedy about three friends who survive the pitfalls of public education. To help his friends, Ned shares tips from his survival guide. His advice tackles common school issues such as daunting exams, peer pressure, or dealing with evil teachers. The show was created by Scott Fellows, the same guy behind Big Time Rush and Johnny Test. What exactly motivated you to make this video? Let's say this show left a big impact on your childhood. It was hilarious, heartfelt, and offered advice that you still apply as a working adult. The series did a lot of good for the world, but remains buried under the immense cloud of its contemporaries. It's time to change that. For the next hour, we're going to analyze every facet of Ned's Declassified, both good and bad. And just maybe, we'll visit the real grounds of James K. Polk Middle School. Full spoilers ahead. But first, a word from our sponsor. The internet is a great portal for school tips, but it's also a dangerous place. Hackers, malware, and various scammers will stop at nothing to steal your precious data. That's why you need Atlas VPN. Atlas VPN is a state-of-the-art program that protects your device from unwanted intruders. When you're browsing the internet, many third-party companies can track your online activities. Atlas VPN encrypts your internet connection so super geniuses can't steal your study notes. The program disguises your true presence as a phony IP address in another country. That way, you're virtually invisible on the wider web. Download the program to your favorite device. Select a region to disguise your location, like Canada. Now, your privacy is in your hands. Say no more to unwanted malware. Here's a bonus tip. Let's say you're not satisfied with the recent offerings on Disney Minus. What if you want something not junk? You can fool Disney Plus into thinking you live in the Maple Land. You have instant access to stars and other obscure foreign content. For a limited time, you can get Atlas VPN Premium for just $1.70 per month, plus 6 months extra with a 30-day money-back guarantee. It's the best VPN offer in the universe. Get this amazing deal by clicking the link in the description below. Special thanks to Atlas VPN for being my first ever YouTube sponsor. Now, where did I put those tips regarding scene transitions? We begin with the Keystone pilot, first day. Ned and his two best friends begin 7th grade at James K. Polk Middle School, a fictional public institution. Ned and his computer friend sign up for the same elective, but their friend Mozart picks a different subject behind their backs. The two boys begin to panic. Ned works his noggin to keep his best friends together. Ned Bigby is a brilliant yet lazy schemer. He's a C-average student, but exhibits a can-do attitude. He writes a survival guide on school's most challenging subjects. He has answers to managing one's stress, getting the perfect school photo, or switching electives by hacking into the school network. It pays off having a hacker as her friend. Simon Nelson Cook is a computer genius who wears smart glasses. Cookie is bad at sports, but excels with superior intellect. Cookie tries and constantly fails to be a ladies' man.
Chicks dig the fluffy cup.
Take off that coat!
He implements high-tech spins on Ned's tips. Cookie enables incognito mode and snatches 2 spots for cooking class. Ned and Simon celebrate, but accidentally spill the beans. Jennifer isn't so happy. She's hung out with Ned and Cookie since pre-K, but needs time alone to expand her tiny friend roster. I don't exactly blame her. Jennifer Ann Mosley is a calm-headed tomboy with occasional anxiety. When she's not dominating volleyball or good grades, she's the moral anchor to Ned's schemes. Mose applies a pragmatic and level-headed approach to Ned's solutions. Back in kindergarten, Ned came up with a Mose nickname to distinguish her from the 2 other Jennifers in class. Mose surprises the boys that she's joined a new secret elective. The boys try doxing into her new class, but it's full.
No class is ever full. And to get in, all you need is teacher approval. Cooking class is not our passion, it's wood shop. We love wood.
You're in. Anybody can wear a fluffy coat like that all day. He's gotta love torture.
And what do you know? His sucking up plan actually works. In most stories, Ned issues advice directly with the audience. He speaks in a casual and down-to-earth manner. Unfortunately, Mose pulls an alpha gamer move over the boys. Cookie attempts a Wi-Fi hacking speedrun. The boys put themselves in life science and accidentally place Mose into woodworking. Mose gets into the groove of wood carving, but she drills a screw through her teacher's hand. Ouch! First responders arrive at Polk to treat the injury. Ned ends the episode with the most important tip of all.
So I guess the only way to be really ready for the first day is realize that nobody's ready. And again, don't wear the fluffy coat.
First Day is a brilliant introduction. It establishes the surreal tone, fun character dynamics, and real educational value. That's rather impressive, considering it's only 11 minutes long. A single episode of Ned Declassified consists of 2 11-minute segments. The Tip Gang encounters common hurdles, such as rumors, detention, or students who blatantly cheat on tests. Ned tackles the problem from 2 or 3 angles, but nothing seems to work. Wacky hijinks ensue. The group then gets a eureka moment and uses their newfound tips to overcome the crisis. This straight-to-the-point structure is blazingly efficient. At its core, Ned's Declassified is a slapstick comedy. It's a combination of sarcastic remarks, physical stunts, and tons of after effects. It's best described as a live-action cartoon. The show blends the funny gags with the everyday struggles of school. Season 1 focuses on the first semester of 7th grade. Ned's goal is to earn a date with Susie Crabgrass, but forces beyond his control interfere with his plan. In the meantime, he helps Mose and Cookie with their academic blind spots. Let's talk about the school itself. James K. Polk Middle School is set in the green suburbs of Southern California. It's named after the 11th President of the United States. The school's colors are gold and green, which I approve. The building's mascot is a cartoon wolf. Polk's exterior is based on a real-life school in the West Coast, but the interior is a giant interconnected soundstage. The place is a dysfunctional nightmare. Students frequently run in the halls, ride on turbo mop buckets, and sneak deadly missiles past teachers. As long as you have a hall pass, you're free to roam as you please. The only faculty member who responds to the chaos is the day janitor. Gordon Davenport is Polk's daytime janitor. Gordy spends most of his time either slacking off or catching the dastardly weasel. He lends manly advice and unsanctioned school equipment to the Tip Gang. When he's not mentoring the teens, he hunts down his nemesis, the Weasel. The Weasel is a wild animal that causes chaos all over Polk. He's chaotic neutral, but occasionally gets the upper hand, like becoming the school president. Yes, that happens. Gordy's subplots are a great addition to an already great show. But the real drama lies with the school gossip. In the episode Rumors, Ned dispels the myth that he and Mose are a power couple.
I hate to tell you this, but Mose doesn't want to go out with you.
I don't want to go out with Mose. I like Mose as a friend.
Rumor is you're secretly in love, and you're gonna take her on a date.
I've got to straighten this out.
It's played off as a one-time problem, but Ned confuses his feelings with this other girl, Susie. As time progresses, this Ned, Mose, and Susie love triangle becomes Ned's biggest emotional baggage. But why does he want this Susie girl anyway? Susan Ann Crabgrass is a gossip-laden and passive-aggressive student. In Season 1, Susie engages in fierce competition against Ned and Mose. In volleyball, Mose outperforms Susie on virtually every metric. In response, Susie creates a decked-out locker to make Mose jealous. During the school presidential race, she exposes Ned's embarrassing trip to the girls' bathroom.
Ned uses the girls' bathroom?
Look on the bright side. It's not like she's handing out candy bars to say you're a total loser. Ned is a total loser? Vote Susie.
It's not nice, but totally fair.
Susie's personality might be a little underdeveloped at this stage, but develops further down the road. Ned and the boys cherish her good looks. She frequently rejects Ned's romantic advances. Ned's affection for her is his driving force in future stories. There are two types of episodes, Keystone and Pavestone. Keystone episodes focus on critical plot threads, like Ned's failing grades or his pursuit with Susie. These stories advance the overall narrative. Pavestone episodes are self-contained in nature. A vast majority of episodes fit under this box. They're technically filler, but are excellent in their own right. Okay class, it's time for some extra credit. What's your favorite episode from Ned Declassified? If you write down your answer in the comments below, it will boost this video's grade on my YouTube report card. My favorite episode deals with daydreams. Mr. Sweeney, the evil science teacher, holds his students hostage unless they solve his spider riddle. Ned goes into daydream mode and imagines himself as a secret agent. The Tip Gang infiltrates Sweeney's classroom with the help of the Fairly Odd Parents. Ned conquers the riddle and frees the class for lunch. This episode lives rent-free in my psyche. The wacky daydream segments are hella creative. That shot where Ned and Mose drive a Porsche vehicle inside the school halls is forever engraved in my mind. That Fairly Odd Parents cameo is a cherry on top.
Hey, Wanda! I've got an idea! How about we help out Secret Agent Ned?
Let's go with Poop Me into the evil signs room.
Personally, I would have wished for the answer to the riddle.
That wasn't one of the options.
Fun fact, Scott Fellows was a head writer on Odd Parents before he worked on Ned Declassified. He also made Big Time Rush. Okay, I'm just throwing this out there. If this video reaches 5,000 likes, I'll cover Big Time Rush in a future video. Okay, let's go over the first Keystone episode outside the pilot. In Crushes and Dances, Ned invites Susie to the school dance that very night. Unfortunately, Seth Powers, Polk's top athlete, beats him to the punch. Seth lacks smarts, or even street smarts for that matter, but he spins a basketball on his finger wherever he goes. He's cool like that.
Seth! Mr. Monroe was supposed to be an unnamed source.
I just printed his picture. The other one was so dark.
That was the point!
At the dance, Ned begins a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. When that fails, Mose convinces Ned to relax and dance with their buddies. Meanwhile, Cookie runs a Photoshop algorithm on Tinder to trick a supermodel into being his dance partner. The program malfunctions and matches him with a dog instead. Undeterred, Ned brainstorms his next hookup attempt at the end of the semester. The season concludes with the late bus. Billy Loomer, Polk's top bully, asks Ned for tips on winning Mose's heart. If Ned succeeds, Loomer and his goons will cease teasing the Tip Gang for the rest of 7th grade. Ned transforms the bully from an incel to a certified Reddit moderator. Billy Loomer is a brash bully with a not-so-bright head. He's got a sensitive side, especially for Mose.
We got detention.
It looks like Ned Bigby's gonna be dead Bigby.
Yeah! I hope things work out for you, Jennifer.
Crony, Loomer's second in command, has a secret hobby in sewing. The last member is Buzz. He rarely speaks, but provides the necessary muscle.
But you're incapable and you're losers!
She's right.
He just say something? He never says something.
You haven't said anything since we've known you. Everything's been fine up to this point.
Thankfully, these bullies avoid the trap of being one-dimensional props. You see, they have a sensitive side. Crony's aforementioned sewing comes into play multiple times throughout the show. Plus, the three punks share a fun bros on Discord mentality.
Why are we filming cardboard drawing for 3 hours?
You got a better idea?
Yeah!
I think my favorite part was the ending. When it ended.
Ned and Loomer lay out their game plan, but Loomer chokes and approaches Susie instead. Susie accepts the offer. Ned tells his friends he'll try again with Susie later. Unfortunately, he violated his contract with Loomer, so he's still getting a beating next semester. Uh-oh. Season 1 might be a little light on lore, but oozes with charm. The cast is likable, the tips are useful, and it delivers a few hints to the overarching story. Who knew Ned's biggest foe could steal his only true love? My favorite part was Cookie's after-hours tour around Polk.
Prepare yourselves for a sight that you couldn't even imagine in your wildest dreams. Are you giving that tour again? We're running!
As a matter of fact, I held my own after-hours tour just for you guys.
Yep, I'm at Ned Declassified School.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present James K. Polk Middle School, or more precisely, La Mesa Junior High in Santa Clarita, California. That's right, I am standing on the real grounds of a fake TV middle school. But I found some pretty cool stuff. La Mesa's mascot is a wolf, just like at Polk. Legend has it, if you wear Polk's mascot costume and shout woo, many kids will woo in return.
I love them!
There was a slight chance they may have been lying with the set shown in the show, but it's all fake. Fake, I tell you. You know that establishing shot used in every episode? AKA the building used for explosions? Turns out, it's a multi-purpose room. It's not even the main entrance to La Mesa. Behind the multi-purpose building is a concrete campus, a courtyard, and a series of disconnected pods. It's a pretty normal school like any other. Yeah, no, that's about it. At the very least, I'm part of the exclusive YouTuber films himself in front of a TV landmark club. Who even started this club? Well, there is this guy who makes multi-hour reviews on crappy Disney sitcoms. I admit, his videos are pretty amusing. But I did beat him at going to a Nickelodeon landmark, so there's that.
How do you like that, Keenan Carlisle? I beat you to it.
While editing this, I made an unintentional discovery. In the episode Bad Hair Days, Ned sneaks into a high school to cure his bad haircut. And that's tip crime number. This scene was shot on the actual La Mesa campus. I don't know of many other shows that use their facade location. Ugh. Let's go to the second season before my head melts. The Tip Gang enters the second semester of 7th grade. Loomer breaks up with Susie, leaving an opening for Ned. Unfortunately, Ned and his buddies are bombarded with new problems. He must improve his failing grades or else attend summer school. Cookie takes several AP classes and develops a crush on a fellow 8th grader. Mose begins to worry about her evolving body. Meanwhile, Polk gets a new sheriff in town, the Vice Principal Krubbs. He wears sunglasses and keeps order at the school. Ned pursues Susie, but his raging hormones divert his attention between her and Mose. At the same time, gamer lady Lisa grows closer to Cookie. Lisa Zemo is a friendly nerd with some serious nasal allergies. In seasons 1 and 2, she falls head over heels for Cookie. Cookie turns her down on multiple occasions. Lisa is a geeky girl who admires a nerdy boy more for his intelligence rather than his looks. Despite these roadblocks, she continues to offer assistance to the Tip Gang. One of the best aspects of Ned's Declassified is the supporting cast. Whether it's the teachers or the students, each character is memorable in their own right. You could fill an entire yearbook with these guys, and it'd be a great read. Let's check them out. Missy Mimi is a mean girl who exerts her definition of popular on everyone else. There was a similar blonde character named Bitsy in season 1, but she fizzled out between semesters. Missy is a foil to Ned's schemes. She opens a Missy Survival Manual Club to teach gullible kids to do her bidding, but Ned convinces them and her bodyguards to quit. She's not the only one on Ned's radar. The Huge Crew is a trio of rambunctious fangirls who fawn over Ned. Wait a minute. A relatively nice guy unwillingly wins the affection of several obsessive girls? This is a live-action harem anime. However, the Huge Crew mysteriously disappears in season 3. I guess Ned's Declassified Harem Survival Guide was a little too much for the network. Moreover, the Tip Gang has their work cut out for them. Thankfully, they got friends in the Tip Army. Their first buddy is Claire Sawyer, future lawyer.
Bully problems? Claire Sawyer, future lawyer.
Claire, we've known you since pre-K.
She owns her opponents with facts and logic. Martin Quirley is a fast talker who occasionally has his own spotlight. Backpack Boy carries a backpack that's 3 times his size. How he gets around is beyond me. Then there's Timmy Tutu, who just, as his name suggests, toots on other people.
There's only one Master Blaster.
I can survive this.
Coconut Head is an anxious boy who is frequently ridiculed for his nutty haircut. Fun fact, he has no other name. His Coconut nickname is his only legal name in this universe. The school teachers range from normal to mad scientist. I wonder what the interview process was like.
The door! Wait!
It's time for a speed round. Mr. Monroe is a calm-spoken instructor for life science. He's not very cool, but has a good heart. Joy Durga is a tough-as-nails gym coach. In Season 1, Durga punishes Cookie for failing to improve his speedrunning record in gym class. Mr. Wright is the apathetic social studies instructor. He's the most normal teacher at Polk. On the weird side of the spectrum, we have gaming wizard Mr. Quest. Mr. Quest is kind of like that uncle who's too invested in the future of VR, kind of like Ross Scott. Mr. Chopsaw is the previously stated woodworking teacher. When Mose is in a funk, Chopsaw uses wood metaphors to help her out. Mr. Comeover is a music teacher with pristine hair. Dr. Xavier is the unorthodox AP math teacher. These folks are nothing compared to the diabolical science teacher, Mr. Sweeney. Sweeney enjoys torturing his students. He despises Ned's lack of ambition in STEM, but will occasionally edge him to the finish line.
Observation. Ned is smart, but lazy, thus he is doing poorly in science.
In the Pavestone episode Notebooks, Ned steals Tom Riddle's diary, Sweeney's golden journal, in order to take more organized notes. This journal belonged to an A+ student, and Ned needs it very badly for an upcoming quiz. Ned aces an exam and returns the book, but Sweeney catches him in the act. Sweeney reveals he fabricated the golden notebook rumor to trick Ned into taking his studies seriously. Damn, Harry Potter had no original ideas, huh? In many kids shows, the grown-ups were usually antagonistic or completely incompetent. Ned's Declassified flips this rule on its head. The teachers help the Tip Gang overcome bad reading habits, selecting the right tutor, or making algebra class palatable. They even contribute their own tips. Heck, they offered to fix Ned's failed haircut. I wish I had teachers like that. Oh yeah, turns out a free haircut from barber students isn't always gonna get you an A+ hairdo.
Change your plans, caught sneaking into high school by surveillance photos, boy.
So close.
Okay, where was I again? Season 2 picks up with a keystone new semester. Ned tells Mose that he never achieved his first real kiss. He intends to rectify that. Out of the blue, Loomer begs for Ned's help on breakup advice. Loomer's girlfriend Susie has turned him into her personal butler. Susie has gone full control freak mode and has publicly exiled his closest best friends.
Yeah, my bullying days are over.
Meanwhile, Lisa pushes forward with earning Cookie's affection. Unfortunately, he's too busy simping for Vanessa, a courteous 8th grader in his AP math class. Cookie tries to impress Vanessa, but their love fails to add up. When you push your grandmother down the stairs, you're out of luck. Loomer stands up for himself, dumps Susie, and regains his cronies' trust. Mose alerts Susie about Ned's lack of a real first kiss. Wanting to get on Mose's good side, Susie pulls an alpha gamer move and kisses Ned. She's not open for any new boyfriends at this time, but leaves the door wide open for Ned in the future. As for Mose, she mends her rivalry with Susie. Back in Season 1, Mose outclassed Susie in volleyball, but Susie had a bigger social presence at Polk. Wanting to extend her puny friend circle, Mose puts aside her differences with Susie. Mose dates other boys such as Seth Powers and 8th grader Jock Goldman. Yet, she has lingering feelings for Ned and his positive attitude. All in all, the Tip crew deals with new challenges like pep rallies, procrastination, and dangerous dares. But one class they did ace is in the AV department. You might think, dude, this is a Nickelodeon show. No one asked for a lengthy production breakdown. That's where you're wrong, my dude. I'm gonna use my extensive Hollywood knowledge for all it's worth. Ned's Declassified uses a single camera format. We get the conventional over-the-shoulder and shot reverse shot angles, but the Tip crew has a few tricks up its sleeve. The camera is constantly sliding inside the halls. Or, let's not forget the dramatic zooms. The show constantly experiments with dynamic angles. It's nothing groundbreaking, but Ned is far more visually striking than your typical live-action fare. The same rigor applies to the visual effects. We have fireballs, growing to a Godzilla-sized monster, or bad CG flung from a trampoline. The presentation is bursting with creativity. In every episode, Ned's journal notes will pop up on screen. They complement the action and give an insight on Ned's thought process. The best use of visual effects lies in the Pavestone video projects. Loomer exposes a video of Martin Corley's lightsaber duel to the whole school. Ned tries to comfort Martin, but he hides behind embarrassment forever. Ned finds a way to salvage Martin's public image. In life science, Ned and Cookie turn the lightsaber video into meme gold. Team Loomer embraces Martin as an action hero. I'm not gonna lie, this is quite an uplifting episode. It pokes fun at your typical video project struggles, while also immortalizing that Jedi meme from 2005. But the real star at school,
Vice Principal Krubbs.
Vice Principal Krubbs is the authority at James K. Polk. He monitors the halls for trouble. If Gordy doesn't perform his janitorial duties, then Krubbs can fire him.
If I catch you in another one of your all-day Monday naps, I'll send you home. For good!
He loves powdered donuts, flamingos, and killer shades. He's so cool, the music stops whenever he removes his glasses.
Hi, Ned. We'll see.
Krubbs teases the tip crew for their wild schemes. Yet, his desire to shepherd his students comes from an honest place. In the past, he felt sorrow for putting so many juvenile delinquents behind bars. He was a police officer in Miami, Florida, and he didn't like what was happening down there. He became vice principal to help children before they get to a bad place.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be a vice cop in Miami, and I made it.
What happened?
But at that level, you can't help the bad guys. You can only put them away. So I became vice principal. I can help kids before they get to a bad place.
The show adds depth to what could have easily been a two-dimensional character. It aces the balancing act of being a wacky comedy while treating its characters as relatable people. The season resumes when Ned fixes his failing report card. He works with his bipolar guidance counselor and avoids summer school. Cookie goes through several phases. He cosplays as a rapper, a pep rally stunt double, and even as a TEDx speaker for shy students. Mose conquers her anxiety with puberty, upgrades her relationship with Susie, and scores a stable boyfriend. The Tip Gang makes it to the Keystone two-parter, Double Dating, and Last Day. The school hosts a global-themed dance party. Ned and Mose go on a double date with Susie and Jock Goldman respectively. Ned accidentally eats spicy food and deals with the runs. Mose tries to cover for his absence. Meanwhile, Cookie promises to take Vanessa to the dance. Hours later, he promises the same deal with Lisa. Not a good plan.
Yes! No! Just so you know, double dating doesn't mean you bring 2 dates.
Cookie admits the truth, but Vanessa dumps him for good. Lisa accepts his apology and dances with him. Damn, he's one lucky dude. Back with Ned, he clears his stomach, returns to the dance floor, and hurriedly lunges for a kiss with Susie. He kisses Mose instead. Oops! Jock misinterprets this accident as Mose cheating on him. Ned and Mose decide to keep this incident a secret from Susie. The following morning, the students celebrate the last day of school. Ned and Mose freak out over last night's kerfuffle and refuse to tell Susie. Cookie allows Gordy to catch the weasel with his science project. The mini bulldozer malfunctions and terrorizes the school. Gordy captures the weasel, but the bulldozer heads their way. Feeling a little sympathy, Gordy releases the weasel and faces the bulldozer. Ouch. Ned and Mose finally admit the truth to Susie. Susie knew about the accident all along and is willing to look past that. Friendship saved. The Tip Gang disables Cookie's rogue project before it can destroy the world. Mose and Ned deny their true feelings with a fake kiss.
See nothing.
Yep, totally not in love. Season 2 built upon an already great foundation. The supporting cast and technical flourishes are spectacular. It's all good stuff. Let's see how the Tip Gang adapts to 8th grade. The Tip crew moves up to 8th grade. They work on new grade resolutions, but run into unforeseen hiccups. Ned accidentally knocks out Loomer and becomes Polk's top menace. Mose acts less aggressive to her peers, but the new IMAC teacher taunts her to death. New year, same Polk. Meanwhile, Lisa conquers her nose allergies and discards her previous wardrobe. No glasses means she's automatically attractive. Finally aware of who she is thanks to Awooga, Cookie tries to hit on Lisa. However, a barrage of male Twitch followers fill up her study schedule. Lisa's fanboys knock Cookie out of their circle. Cookie soon realizes that Lisa activated her subscription to Atlas VPN using my code. The VPN is so powerful, it'll summon a cult of boys who protect you at all costs. Granted, this specific perk only applies to students at James K. Polk. Still, if only Cookie were smart enough to check out this Black Friday deal in the video description, and he'd buy his Atlas VPN using my code. You know, for Super Genius, Cookie is quite oblivious. Even worse, Cookie has to contend with Evelyn Kwong. Evelyn matches Cookie's STEM prowess, but has student-rate tendencies of her own. Cookie and Evelyn compete for Polk's highest earning GPA student. Meanwhile, Ned and Loomer stage a fake beat-up scene to restore the status quo, because both boys would rather stay where they were. Loomer knocks himself out, but Mose swings in and salvages the plan. Status quo saved. Ned and Mose spend the rest of 8th grade denying their true feelings for one another. Season 3 is the most ambitious season yet. It shifts the status quo, introduces new locations, and offers higher emotional stakes. The Tip Gang deals with parties, friends moving away, and crazy love triangles. Ned solidifies a crush on Mose, but he clings to his sweetheart Susie. Mose buries her conflicted feelings between Ned and a Brazilian transfer student. Cookie tries to win back Lisa while fending off neurodivergent nutjob Evelyn.
My sources found out that we're having a pop quiz in math on logarithms. Logarithms!
Half of Season 3 is essentially Keystone. Shoving a romance arc late into your series is a rather risky proposition. It's a good way to entice returning viewers while expanding depth to the cast. iCarly did this idea well at first, but it ended with a whimper. Ned Declassified keeps this romantic struggle fresh in between the surreal comedy. For one, this Ned, Susie, and Mose love triangle was foreshadowed far in advance.
I like Ned, but I don't like him. How am I supposed to hang out with him now?
I always thought you two would make a nice couple.
2. The actors for Ned and Mose have rock solid chemistry. It's believable they might hook up. 3. This romance complements Ned's ridiculous world building. It doesn't wallow in teen angst or melodrama for long.
Have you ever thought about being positive? It can change your life. Agony, we're all gonna die. Horror, pain, too much negativity. Negative!
The newest transfer at school is Feynman Fortune. Feynman is a proficient, soccer player from Brazil. He starts off with zero skill in English, but he is hot. He downloads fluent American from Duolingo. He catches Mose's attention and she tries dating him. She tries different hairstyles, stalking him to his locker, and staging the perfect kiss with the help of Polk's AV club. Loomer and Seth catch wind of this and challenge Feynman for Mose's honor. Another boost to the show's quality is the brilliant video editing. It's fast-paced, well-timed, and contains so many memorable effects. My favorite editing example is in Dismissal, where the trio performs 3 different side quests before the bus departs. The 10-minute timer counts down for the whole episode. It's great attention to detail, much like the audio production. The show is famous for its bombastic audio design. It's chock full with insane sound effects, but the show's greatest asset is its rock music. The show uses a mixture of MIDI sound bites and fully recorded rock tunes. The abundant music montages are straight up bangers.
Cowboy cookies, ladies really love them. Cowboy cookie,
The music was composed by Emerson and Emilio Palame. It's a shame they never shared their work on Bandcamp. It's too good to be constrained to a Nickelodeon footnote. The writing also got a major quality boost. The biggest addition to Season 3 is the emphasis on character progression. The Tip Gang and their friends have arcs of their own. If you watch the series in its intended order, like I did on Paramount+, it rewards you for paying attention. In the Keystone Principles, Polk's main boss retires from his position. Wait, wasn't Krebs already the boss? You see, he's the assistant principal. There was always a guy above him. The show just didn't bother to mention the main principal until now. Krebs traps the potential replacements from the job interview and strives to become Polk's new dictator. When all hope is lost, Mr. Wright beats Krebs to the punch. Wright becomes the new principal as Team Ned detains Krebs long enough to keep him from the interview. Wright struggles to fulfill big shoes. He moves his desk all around school in order to not hurt the former principal's feelings, but he just can't settle in place. The Tip Gang nudges Wright to tell the truth.
You're not the principal anymore. I'm the principal now. It hurts me to say this, but you gotta leave your office.
Finally. As principal, you're going to have to say some tough things, but that's the job. You're ready.
Yes! The former boss cheerfully leaves his old office and becomes a social studies instructor instead. Wright starts off as a sensitive teacher, but excels as Polk's confident new boss. It's a minor arc in the grand scheme of things, but it adds flavor to an already fantastic series. The Tip Gang faces new crises like fundraising, spring fever, and jealousy. Ned settles on a stable relationship with Susie, only to learn that this bond is short-lived. She and her family move out of the state halfway through the school year. Naturally, Ned suffers a tipless blue screen of death. I know this is a goofy children's sitcom from the 2000s, but damn, I feel Ned's pain. His wisdom encouraged students to persevere at school. Without the survival guide, Polk would be a dystopia. Even Sweeney, the most diabolical teacher of them all, understands the impact of Ned's guidance. Sweeney, Cookie, and the boys knock Ned out of his Susie-induced depression. He begins to write tips again, thank God. Meanwhile, Mose contributes her own tips on how boys should act around girls.
Girls like honesty, not phoniness. So always be yourself.
Cookie wears down Evelyn in an academic war of attrition. Feeling helpless, Evelyn asks Mose for help. Mose teaches Evelyn to be less aggressive and a better listener. On the flip side, Cookie researches Lisa's deepest desires. He does this by cosplaying as a girl, twice. Though Simone appears briefly, she will forever live inside Loomer's heart. Instead of moving on, Ned clutches to a long-distance relationship with Susie. He calls her frequently, despite the signs pointing to Mose.
Yeah! The lights work!
Down the hallway, Feynman perfects his kissing technique for Mose. He's down for business. Meanwhile, Cookie permabans Lisa's Discord moderators inside a closet. He and Lisa have a great date, but she worries about the sudden disappearance of her Discord mods. Cookie swallows his ego and unbans her entire Discord server. Character growth, people. Graduation is now only a few weeks away. Yikes. Ned faces dire prospects for high school. He joins the Geek Squad, studies religiously, and aces his final exams. At the same time, Mose runs a boyfriend suitability test off of a supermarket gossip mag and runs it between Feynman and Ned. Ned happens upon the magazine and begins to freak out. Feynman earns an A rank while Ned takes a massive loss. Meanwhile, Cookie runs his own girlfriend compatibility test on Evelyn. She aces the exam, but finds it redundant. She dumps Cookie and dates Seth Powers instead. Cookie's back to single status. The following day, Ned confirms his Mose crush to Gordy and Cookie, who both act unsurprised. Feynman asks Mose for advice. Should he stay at Polk or pursue a soccer career back in Brazil? Ned musters the courage to tell Mose the truth.
Well, then I gotta tell Mose I'm here to stay.
Gordy and Cookie delivered Ned's love letter to Mose. Mose receives it and advises Feynman to follow his dreams. Ned and Mose prepare to admit their true feelings. But out of nowhere, Susie interrupts the procession. Krubbs reveals that she moved back to Polk and will graduate that year. Talk about bad timing. We make it to the final episode. Field trips, permission slips, signs, and weasels. The school prepares for the ultimate field trip. Ned dates Susie again and makes up for lost time. Cookie disguises himself as the Steel Eagle and quells a school brawl. Meanwhile, Loomer and his pals hatch a plan to win Mose's heart once and for all. 15 minutes before departure, Cookie forgets to sign his permission slip. After several failed attempts to sneak him in, Krubbs sentences the Tip Gang to detention. Gordy sneaks them onto the shuttle bus, but he has more on his hands than helping the kids. Krubbs warns Gordy that if he doesn't catch the weasel by the end of the day, he's fired for good. At the Rose Garden, Ned tries to suck up to Susie. Mose sorts out her true feelings inside the art exhibit. Cookie gears up for another MMO side quest. Unfortunately, the trio triggers a 5-star heat level from not only Krubbs, but also the security guards. It's so bad, they've got reporters on the scene. On several occasions, sportscasters Willie Galt and Van Earl Wright will snarkily cover the drama at Polk. There's no explanation on why they're assigned to a random middle school, but whatever. These guys remind me of those 2 FBI agents from Johnny Test. Except, no one at Polk casually admits to nuking Malaysia.
Why are you police officers?
I blew up Malaysia.
Remember, don't try this at home.
Back at the school, Gordy convinces the teachers it's now or never to catch the weasel. Gordy drives a bulldozer through the front entrance. You know it's the finale when they start demolishing the set. Team Gordy makes a shocking discovery Back at the garden, Sweeney spots Ned hiding in a tree. Krubs barges in and asks the science teacher if he's seen the Tip Gang. In a rare act of kindness, Sweeney lies and convinces Krubs to look elsewhere.
Consider this my early graduation gift to you, Mr. Bigby. You'll be remembered as one of my worst students, and also one of my favorites. Good luck.
Aren't you gonna help me down?
No.
Seeing two opposing characters have a moment of solidarity is a neat payoff. Meanwhile, Cookie eavesdrops on a band of thieves. They're gonna steal the Wild Boy painting and sell it for millions. Oh no, the horror! It falls to him to save the day. Moses' day isn't going so well either. After so much chaos, Susie and Loomer decide that Ned and Mose aren't worth the trouble. Let's check back on Ned.
Just give me a sign!
Oh, he's falling down a hill. After a cute montage, he accepts his soulmate. Ned and Mose finally kiss. Cookie swings on by to warn them of the art heist. The Tip Gang lures the authorities inside the gallery and stops the heist. For their part in saving the day, Krubs pardons the trio and allows them to graduate middle school. Cookie reveals to Lisa that he was the Steel Eagle all along. Impressed by his bravery, Lisa agrees to take him out on a pizza date. Everyone returns to Polk for Gordy's discovery. Turns out, the weasel is actually a mother. She stayed at Polk in order to feed her babies. Gordy renounces his feud with Weasel and makes her the official school pet. Krubs allows Gordy to keep his job. Ned, Mose, and Cookie gleefully conclude their journey at James K. Polk Middle School. Field Trips is such an amazing send-off. It's well-paced, full of great humor, and pulls off a satisfying conclusion. Granted, it was predictable that Ned and Mose would end up together, but dude, their chemistry won me over. It's incredible how far the characters, and the actors for that matter, have grown over this run. Ned, Mose, and Cookie started out as slightly awkward preteens, but ended up as confident people. It would have been interesting to see them tackle 9th grade, which almost did happen. Did you know there were plans for a sequel show where Ned and pals attended high school? They shot a pilot, but it was never picked up. Information surrounding this spin-off is scarce, but here's the tea. It came down to the actors and crew being interested in other projects. Cookie's actor joined the 2009 Disney show Zeke Luther. Mose's actor dabbled in small-scale projects that I personally never heard of. The same case goes for Ned's actor. Meanwhile, the production crew behind Ned Declassified went on to greener pastures. They worked on Big Time Rush and 100 Things to Do Before High School. The former is a certified classic, while the latter was decent but failed to leave an impact. But there's one question worthy of declassification. Does Ned Declassified still hold up? If you were to ask someone what their favorite Nickelodeon series is, you'd get a multitude of answers. It would usually be on Yellow Sponges, Two Dysfunctional Stepbrothers, or some obscure Nicktoon. But Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide resonates with my soul. It was heartwarming, educational, and downright hilarious. Why else did I spend 40-some minutes discussing my favorite Nick show? Ned's Declassified took common school conundrums and tackled them with light-hearted tenacity. The comedy might be absurd, but it was littered with real guidance. Ned didn't talk down to his viewers. He gave encouraging advice that anyone could use. Heck, I still use Ned's tips to this very day. His tips continue to save me a ton of trouble. The show might be wildly entertaining, but it also got me invested in the Tip Gang's struggles. I rooted for Ned when he conquered his lazy study habits. Mose worked through her anxieties over stage fright and her own evolving body. Cookie proved that you could be smart and outwardly charismatic. The side characters greatly complemented our trio, and to boot, the teachers were actually helpful. One final tip. End your video essay on a high note. No matter how much we struggle in middle school, college, or adulthood, we can always emulate Ned's can-do attitude. If 3 best friends could survive the perils of public education, then you can too. Thank you for watching.
Oh, shoot.